Go! It's the freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans by
This
the
is the
fans.
freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans by the fans.
Freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans by the fans.
All right, guys, you're watching the freaking Frack Show podcast for the
fans by the fans.
Woo. My man.
What's up, man?
Just living it up, dude. It's been a while. It's been a while since we went live, bro.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've done an episode of ourselves because even right now we're not done with the with our celebrity pre-recorded. We're definitely not finished. We still have a bunch of them, but it's been quite a while since we've actually gone live. Thanks to the metaverse and. For those who don't know, we were having issues. I'm sure we might even have the same issue today, possibly. But we were having issues with them saying there's things in our background that are copyrighted. So they would just kick off our live in the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's ever since they kind of took over the world, or took over the internet world, things have been a little hectic on our side, trying to get things dropping in. What's up, Katrina? As always, let us know where you're dropping in from.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're so happy to see people. And, I know we tried to go, we tried to communicate with everybody through the comments when the pre-recordings happening and everybody's watching those. But it's so cool to be live again,
Yeah, man, having people comment with us as we go, stream. The thing about StreamYard is they're always updating stuff, they're always making things different and how it looks is always so much better each and every time. And
they've been doing a lot of updates. It seems like every 2 or 3 weeks there's some kind of big updates, and which I did the music one the other day for a live, and they struck my account, Caleb Bryan, for the music. I don't know why, but I wanted to see if if something we can use for the show, and I wouldn't.
Dang it, StreamYard. So big 90s con this past week. I know we're gonna have some, as you said, you invited some ladies to come on the show to talk about their experience. And we're coming up on 2 years too. That's exciting.
Yeah, 2 years. It would be March 20th, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
When we created this page and said hey guys, this is the freaking Frack Show, and we're gonna be we started out with just doing boy bands only, primarily Backstreet, and a couple episodes in we started talking about music or movies and shows and memories of the 90s and nostalgia, and we were like, we need to make this more about, than just Backstreet. As much as we love our boys and we stand by them in every way, it was important for us to remain a podcast 2 years later, by giving us a variety of topics and different things,
Yeah, man. Like Becca said, she's been there from the start too. It's 2 years. That's crazy.
Man. It's been insane.
81 episodes. Finally, 81 episodes in, we figured the internet out. We figured my internet out.
Yeah, man.
Get used to no lag.
This is a big celebration. Just primarily for your internet. I'm excited. But dude. So this 90s con, for those who are kind of out of the loop on this, the 90s con happened over the weekend. It consisted of people from Christy Carlson Romano to the Full House gang to Backstreet Boys, Nick and AJ, to Joey Fatone from NSYNC, to Christopher Lloyd. I'm talking about the lineup of celebrities you can meet was insane in every single way. I was scheduled to go, and then I developed an abscess and a what do you call it with an S? Staph infection and cellulitis right here. Huge hole right here, and Thankfully, it's recovering now after 3 weeks, but especially Friday, I was no way not in shape to go. So unfortunately, I missed it, but we had someone go in my place, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, man. The Boy Meets World cast was there. Or, I mean, like Sean Hunter,
everybody pretty much.
Eric Matthews, Sean's girlfriend, which I can't think of her name right now. Danielle Fishel,
maybe
something. They were there. They looked like they had fun. You know, that looked like they enjoyed
Family
themselves.
Family Matters. Almost the entire gang, except for hashtag Where's Jalil? You know,
where is he? That looked like it was fun. You know, I'm excited to talk to the people that were there because obviously, you know, we're just seeing pictures and videos, and it's always having good boots on the ground, you know, and people walking the streets, and they can fill us in on how it all went down. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, and our newly made friend Leah. She's absolutely incredible. The entire weekend, every 2 minutes, I was giving you the updates too, but like she was giving me the play-by-play of everything that was happening, everything that she had done. And man, she had a blast. And a lot of our frickin' frackers went. Shout out to Cindy SJ. And we've had quite a bit of our freaking frackers there, which is kind of really, really cool, you know?
Yeah, man. That's exciting.
Shout out to Stephanie too, by the way.
Shout out. You know, we have these mugs sent to us from SJ, and I told her in the group chat because, you know, she's a supporter. She's a supporter of the show, and we were talking about her coming on and talking about her experience, and I was like, you know, I promise you, I'm not going to be sipping coffee from that mug. That's a one of two, you know? You got the other one. That's two of
mine's
two.
Actually has never been sipped in whatsoever, but I do bring it to cons. That's where it's at. It's in my box right there because I put it in front and they're like, "Oh, you got a freaking Frack Show mug." I'm like, "Don't put any water in it."
That's two of two. That's one of two. You know, like that's limited edition for later in life. We can look back on those things.
Yeah, man. Hi, Jessica. Welcome.
Hey, you know, who was it here? Katrina. She brought up a good point. You like those shows that you just named off, like just ticked them off your fingers. Like those captured moments in time, dude. Like they each one had their purpose in our life. And that's what those cons are about. I'm assuming. I've never been to one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the craziest thing about this con in particular, like, you know, you had people from Back to the Future. You had Charmed. You know, you had Brian and Brian Krause and Holly Combs from Charmed. I mean, dude, like you had the Mickey Mouse Club members, like the OGs, not Ryan Gosling or Justin or Brittany, but we talking about the OG people. You know, and sadly for our show, it was everything about our show in every way. And it was something that I had to miss, but it was magnificent watching and hearing all these different people telling me the stories and things that went on, you know?
Yeah, man. We see the comments coming in, guys. Let us know where you're dropping in from. You know, it's been a while since we've actually done a true live, so this is exciting for us as well. We're fired up.
IndieCon, man.
Right, dude. IndieCon is Easter weekend. Hey, there you go. Something that Becca brought up was Friday night in my life. You know, TGIF. You almost just named the original TGIF series. That's kind of what we want this show to be. You know, thank goodness it's Friday and we roll off every Friday or whatever we can do for you guys. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we always say, you know, we're about everything when it comes down to the 90s, and we say 2000s, but the primary target of what we talk about is usually the 90s to early 2000s up to like 2005, 2006. But of course, we always do bring it forward, and we even bring it back to about the 80s and 70s. But it's an incredible thing, man, to be able to talk about this, because like I don't believe, and I have a hard time understanding this, but like all these shows you and I loved and watched, they're 20 plus 30 years old now, you know. Charmed and Full House. It's crazy because earlier I was like, okay, I need to finish Ozark, which is a new
Me too.
this very, very big Netflix show with Jason Bateman. And I said, but I want to watch Charmed.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Man. So hey, dude, Jessica. First of all, hold on. First of all, shout out Casey. We love you.
Hey.
We love you. We love you.
She's the greatest, man.
She's the best.
Is.
Jessica says, I'm currently in the Bradley airport waiting for my flight home. Stephanie told me about your show and wait until you hear her stories. Man,
I'm awesome, man.
I'm excited to see how this unfolds, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah. That's really cool that she's watching in an airport.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Yeah.
Really, we seriously appreciate you being here.
Yeah, spread the word at the Bradley airport. I don't know where the Bradley airport is, but spread the word, Go.
What do you call it? Cast us onto the TVs.
Yeah, somehow, some way, find a way. Somehow, some way, take over.
It's right? So easy over there. Like in the New Orleans airport to cast. It is.
Jessica says, thanks. Hey, no problem. Hey, we hope we see you every week, every week.
Definitely.
April says, I've been to one Comic-Con already. Next one I'm going to is the Supernatural. Dude, can we talk about Supernatural? I've only seen 2 episodes. I got to season 4. It got to where I felt like, what do you call that feeling when like you've seen this before? Oh, deja vu. Oh,
the worst. It really was to me watching Supernatural. It felt like I watched this episode before over and over because it was kind of really repetitive. And I know you've only seen 2 episodes, but 4 seasons in, I was like, I'll come back to it. And eventually I will. Now there's it's over. I think there's like 15 seasons, but
yeah, the CW guys constantly talk about, and by the CW guys, Caleb, you know what I mean? Stephen Amell, era. Those guys, they always talk about how Supernatural kind of set the standard for every other show that came after it, because of like how long the reign went and how there's diehards, right? With every show, like Walking Dead. I mean, that's crazy how long it's gone on. It's nuts.
They scare me. I learned a lot about Walking Dead fandom, and I'm so excited about meeting them, but they're so scary.
Hey, go on. What do you mean by meeting them? What? Go on.
So like, if everything works out for the week, I should be heading to the Fandemic Tour convention, which it's going to be based in Atlanta over the weekend, this coming weekend. And there's 50 plus celebrities. I mean, it's all about Walking Dead, but of course we got our boys Nick Carter and Joey Fatone going to be there. We have different other people as well. And if everything goes well, I should be in attendance. It depends on how my arm does and how everything heals up throughout the week. But they have offered to give the Frickin' Frack Show a fan booth. So I'll have my own little booth like we did in Shreveport. And it's going to be insane.
Dude, you were talking about the numbers before we went live, and that's nuts, man. That's bananas.
There's going to be at least, I'm going to say 100,000 people total in 3 days. Easily.
That's half my town. Well,
I mean, I went to the same place, man, for the Walker Stalker convention, and there were so many people. It was the first time I ever felt like I was going to have an anxiety attack because and since then, I have never been to a convention that had this many people.
That's wild, dude. Yeah. People go nuts about their fear fandom.
Yes, and I mean that's cool, movies. But I've only gotten to Walking Dead, like season 5 Walking Dead, and
never seen it.
Well, I mean, it's a slow burn, but you know what? Purposely. Yeah. Slow burn, because like not every single second of a series about the world that has been invaded by zombies and stuff is going to be exciting,
right?
And at that time I was watching other shows like Full House.
Yeah, I want to get into The Walking Dead. I do. I've heard really good things. And April, our girl, says Joey Fatone will be at the IndieCon.
Yes,
I'd like to meet him.
I saw that. So that is, I was just thinking about that earlier. I said I'm pretty sure that's the con that Joey's gonna be at. It's like a blue background and stuff. That's gonna be exciting, man. Joey's a cool guy to meet. Everyone says, according to the people of the '90s con. They said he was the greatest today.
Yeah, I bet he's fun. He looks like he's fun. Shout out to Jamie Miller. Jamie, always a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for being here. Casey says, back to The Walking Dead. It's very predictable. I can't watch it anymore.
I can understand that because once I got to like season 5 and they were doing something, I remember, I won't spoil it, but like I was just like, this is going to be another 4 seasons of them being in this place. And it was, by the way. So I'm okay. But, I will eventually watch it. But it's something that you do have to like focus on. Yeah. It might be a 40-minute episode of just walking in the grass talking. But, you'll
listen to the conversations. Listen to the conversations they're having.
And watch out for zombies.
You were talking about going and visiting some movie sets while you're down in Atlanta and close by there.
Yeah, man. So one of my buddies, our good friend Brian, shout out to Brian. He lives in such a central location, man, from movies because like 25 minutes from where he is. Actually, even in his town, they film movies too. But 25 minutes was primarily where they filmed so much of The Walking Dead. It's called Sonoya, Georgia, and it's a very, very this place before Walking Dead was like a ghost town, and now it's a tourist trap because like so much Walking Dead was filmed there. Norman Reedus, the guy who plays Daryl, he opened up a restaurant over there about Walking Dead, and so like I want to go visit movie locations that consist of like Hunger Games and The Fighting Temptations, 2003 Beyonce Cuba Gooding Jr. movie, and Hunger Games, and
Vampire Diaries. You said is around there.
Yeah. So Vampire Diaries is like 30 minutes away from Atlanta. Mystic Falls, literally the town. There, you arrive and it says, "Welcome to Mystic Falls." It doesn't even say, "Welcome to Covington, Georgia." You walk in there, and the whole town is Vampire Diaries. That was not a set. The entire town is real. The houses are real. I took Vicky there like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was such a lovely experience. Ate some of the best cheesecake ever at this little diner over there, and we went to eat at the Mystic Grill, which is insane to say that, but we actually ate inside the real building, the same everything. The inside layout was nothing like the series, but the outside was exactly the same. And so I'm hoping to do all that. If everything works out, man, that's what my plans are for the weekend. Go to Fandemic Tour. And just have an absolute blast.
Yeah. I want to go see like the Game of Thrones stuff. Where is that? Ireland? Is that right?
Yeah, probably so. I'd imagine so.
I heard you can like shoot bow and arrows off of like where they shot like the ice castle scenes and all that.
That's
what I heard.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's
crazy,
Outlander.
Man. The Outlander seat, like that'd be cool too. I mean that first season was a little more adult.
I've never seen it.
Content. Yeah, just jump to season 2 and know that she time travels. There you go. You're not gonna want to see season 1, bro. I promise. Just jump to season 2.
I enjoy like Stars and HBO. Like there's so much controversy with HBO. Everything they release is like, like all the spinoffs and everything. And but like there's a new show called like Euphoria that people are like, watch it, but don't watch it.
My wife said the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. And I don't know why.
It's, I just tell people I'm too busy watching Full House and Charmed and, Smallville and stuff and, things like that. But like, I'm a huge supporter of HBO. Yeah. I mean, they paved the way for so many shows after Sopranos in 1999. They paved the way for shows to be what they are today in so many ways. So yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Batman thing, and I know I haven't seen it, and it just came out, so we won't talk about it.
I haven't seen it either, man.
I want to so bad though, dude. And I didn't think I would. But the reviews sound good, right?
Every single person, including Charlton, said it is absolutely outstanding.
AJ, our boy Alejandro, saw it 4 times or something.
That dude.
How do you have time when you're making Neuralink for Elon Musk, huh?
Maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not. He keeps telling me he's not. Season 1 of Out. Okay. Well, let me read this before I put it on. Yeah, Jessica says the same thing that I say about season 1 of Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I told you just to jump ahead. I mean, just know that she time travels. Read the books.
So it's like season 2 through the rest are like dumbed down more. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I mean they're back in time more. You know.
Okay.
So like,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, there wasn't. I mean, a big thing was like, there was stars and stuff, but like everything was so tamed in the early thousands and the 90s, and nowadays the content we get, especially through streaming platforms, it's pretty insane.
They don't have to clear. They don't have to. Yeah, there you go. So, like Jessica says, the after season 1, there's less shown, more implied, and she's right.
That's cool. That's cool.
But you think the streaming thing is because they don't have to jump through like the FCC and stuff? Probably, right? That's a dumb question.
Well, they still have to jump through executives of like Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, there's always someone on set saying this needs to be changed. You need to do this, and then they, of course, once the product is done, they have to put it together and then they have to present it. And someone sits in a private theater or whatever, and they all watch it, and they change what needs to be. Big thing was, the Snyder Cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
The original Justice League, when that situation happened, Zack Snyder's daughter had committed suicide, and he had said, "I'm not able to finish, editing the movie and everything." So he had to step away, and Joss Whedon came on, and sadly, as much as I'm not really fond of the guy, especially with things coming up about him, but Warner Brothers was the one who said, do this, do that. I mean, like I always tell somebody, there's always somebody bigger behind the person that's in front,
Yeah.
But I mean, back in the day, we didn't really have that kind of situation, and even the bad movies of the 90s are good to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and it's like we always go back to like The Office and stuff like that. Like, they couldn't be made today, and I'm glad it was made when it was. And the more I think about it, like the more I don't want that kind of stuff messed with. I wanted a reunion.
Never ever remake The Office.
Right, just do like you did with Friends, kind of like bring everybody together and talk about it. That was cool to me. I like that.
Although I didn't like Friends reunion.
No,
I felt
maybe
bored.
Will Smith, Fresh Prince. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. The Fresh Prince. I love that. I cried. So
that was good. I don't know. But then again, they just like reformatted Bel Air, right? They made a new series. I haven't seen it either, but I hear it's very dark. The characters are nothing like, which I'm glad, because that makes it kind of its own. I mean, I don't want there ever to be another Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I don't mind this new thing where the story's different. Uncle Phil, all these people are nothing like their original characters. There's the only similarity is their names.
Yeah, Uncle Phil's corrupt, right? That's what I read.
I didn't read it, but I saw a Facebook ad or whatever that said like something about him being corrupt, and
that's a good twist. I don't know. I mean, I thought he was the mentor always, but Will Smith has his hand in this, so maybe it is good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember who put. I don't think it's HBO, but I don't remember what company. Was it
Peacock.
On Peacock?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they've got some great stuff going. Another streaming platform, but they've got some great stuff going for them. But it's interesting, because nowadays everybody wants to continue something. A throwback is How I Met Your Mother. Now they got How I Met Your Father with Hilary
Duff. Yeah.
And I mean, I've never seen it, but I've seen a couple episodes of the OGs of the OG series, and what a series! Like,
I heard it was good.
really, really good. And I think Vicky's a big fan of it, but I think Jason Segel's in it and stuff. But like, he's a incredible comedian. But like, I'm okay with like spinoffs, but I'm not okay with a continuation, 10 years, 20, 30 years. Like it's like, okay, Smallville ended all these years ago. Let's bring it back. Please don't.
well, so what do you think about did you like I Am Legend?
I did. I was a huge fan of I Am Legend.
So what do you think about the I Am Legend 2? I know nothing about it. Keep that in mind, but it's Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, everybody has seen the movie pretty much. I just don't see how Will Smith is going to be back.
I agree.
But like,
or the dog.
Maybe it'll be a prequel. Ooh. I mean, I just don't. I mean, here's the original concept. In 2007, I Am Legend came out. Within 2 or 3 weeks, they confirmed a prequel was going to come out. That's what the original plan was, and 15 years ago, was a prequel was going to come out. Well, that never happened. So I don't know if this is the plan, but I didn't read up on it. But I had heard about the Michael Jordan announcement, and which by the way, I'm a huge fan of Michael B. Jordan.
Too.
I think he's a fantastic actor. He really, his incredible performance in Creed, not buddy. Fantastic Four. I'm not even going to talk about that. But like,
we'll go with Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights in Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was really good at that character, dude.
He really was, man. And so. But like, I just don't agree with these continuations in a lot of shows, and I just don't see how like things work. Like, I know, and that's right now we're on this big fad. It's all about bringing back things from the 90s or 80s and 90s in 2000s and bringing it back today as a continuation, or a sequel or a new trilogy. And like, they want to bring back triplets with Arnold Schwarzenegger and DeVito, and
leave that alone. Leave that alone.
The original director was I forgot his name. Ivan from Ghostbusters, the guy who would direct Ghostbusters. He just passed away like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So now the whole thing's on hold again. But like, one continuation. Like kind of movie that I really loved because it had the same kind of everything to it. And it worked out really well because you can just imagine these guys still being this way, was Bill and Ted.
I've heard. Yeah, no, actually you told me last year. Yeah. You said it was amazing.
It really was because, these guys are supposed to write this one song that saves the universe. And it's like, 25 years later, they still haven't written a song, and they're their prime 40s now. As a garage band still.
That makes sense. That's the kind of movie I'd want right there.
Yeah, man. But like nowadays, it's like Hollywood is just out of ideas, and they're like, okay, well, let's just bring this person in the movie. It's like a Marvel cameo, basically. Let's just bring this movie back or these characters back. And, but I will say, like, nostalgia works. It gets people to theaters. You make another Ghostbusters movie, people are flocking to the theater.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly care for it all, like so many people did. I thought it was good, but not the way people are saying how great it is. But then again, like, it felt like Stranger Things to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
that kid, he might have a tough time landing role. You know what I mean?
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who he is to me for the rest of his life.
Me too.
So would you take like an off, like a off of like The Office, like let's say go with like Beef or Shroot Farms? Would you take a spinoff there?
I mean, I would have when they first announced it.
Or Grandpa Dwight, or something.
I mean, well, like they announced that it was going to happen like on the season 7, I think season 7, Shroot Farms spinoff was happening, and they ended up canceling the whole thing. Studios just after I guess shooting it for a little bit, they were like, it's not going to work. But I mean, I just don't know, man. Like it's like that's your baby. Like that's my baby. Like The Office, got me through. Besides Jesus himself, The Office got me through most of the most horrible things in my life that I went through. It was like, I was going through the worst heartbreaks. I was going through the worst situations, but I always came home and turned on The Office, and it made, my mentality so much better. Like, I just don't want people to ruin it. And, like they asked Steve Carell a couple years ago, and he said, like, no, I wouldn't come back, and I don't think it would work. He's like, the sensitivity in today's world, and this was like 4 years ago, but the sensitivity in today's world has gotten so out of control with comedy. You can't be offensive anymore. And Michael was always offensive, unknowingly. He just didn't register the stuff he was saying. And I always go back to one of the most controversial episodes, and it's like, when Michael's in the office and he's got everybody wearing the
Diversity Day.
Yeah, for Diversity Day, just Korean, Chinese, and woman, like you just can't be that way anymore. I mean, I hate so that funny. Truly, because Judd Apatow, right? Judd Apatow is directed and written movies like Knocked Up, for different things like that. He has, like I'm talking about, he had 10 plus hits in like just a few years. And he was on a podcast recently, and he had talked about that, and they said, he had said the same, very, very similar thing. He said, I couldn't write the way I did in 2007.
Yeah. And
he said, because of that, I won't do another comedy, or at least to that scale. He had some bangers, dude. He did. I don't know if he did Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm pretty sure he did. But like he did, like, This Is the End, I think, and
Backstreet Boys shout out.
Yeah, man. That was
what brought him back.
The best cameo in existence.
That's
ever
how I
expect in a movie.
Heaven to look.
I know, man. Like, just the idea of, like, anything you want, and he's like, anything.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was incredible. Because people were like, mind blown.
Yeah.
In every way.
It was a good cameo, man. You were talking about Marvel cameos. That's one to get. You can get the boys on there.
Oh man, just doing like larger than life, on the after credits of Guardians of the Galaxy.
That soundtrack, I love that soundtrack, dude.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy had some great, like, there's days going back to what you were saying about The Office before I forget. There's days still to this day, where I have bad days and I can turn that on and it just kind of flips it.
It does. And, I always say The Office, Parks and Rec, Arrested Development, those three in particular, in every way, were the go-to shows, and they still are, by the way, every single day. At least usually The Office, but like, multiple times a week, multiple episodes from all three of those.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's incredible, man.
Shout out to Sharon. Hi, Sharon. We're glad to have you on with us today.
Hello.
Thank you. Just kind of sitting back here reminiscing. That's what we do.
Talking about the good old times.
So this con that's kind of planned, if it all plans out and you end up going, where can people find you? When are you going to be there? Or if it all pans out?
Yeah. So like if everything goes the way I want it to, which closer to the date we'll announce it, but we'll still happily promote this because they were just so kind to give a fan group booth and media access and everything. Super, super great and amazing people to work for and just to be with, by the way, guys. So This is going to be at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta. It's from Friday through Sunday. And I'm going to be there all 3 days. If everything works out, I'll happily be there all 3 days. You'll see the Frickin' Frack Show banner that you guys see on the screen, actually, in the background. And I'll be there just to kind of hang out with you guys and talk to you guys, and even introduce the show to those who don't or who really don't know who we are. But it's going to be a lot of fun, man. There's a lot of people going, and it's just really, really cool to have that opportunity to be able to go represent the show in that kind of way, you know?
Yeah, you guys can still get tickets now. If you guys go to pandemictour.com, this link will take you to where it says March 18th through the 20th. That's Caleb said. Their guest list is up, and it looks incredible. They got Walking Dead stars galore, Boondock Saints, Captain American, the Winter Soldier people there. We're looking at a lot of Walking Dead stuff too. Lois and Clark's New Adventures. Dean Cain is gonna be there, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Sons of Anarchy, Ryan Hurst, our boy, and the Walking Dead, This is gonna be incredible. I'm so excited for you, dude.
It's gonna be crazy, man. And the Fandemic team have been just so open and just so loving, and so I do want to give them all the props and shout out to just being so cool and just inviting me. And it's kind of cool to be invited. Yeah, it really is.
Awesome. It's and it's like you said, man, it's a really good way to go and meet, people from the fandom and the show, and get our name out there like you've been doing. It looks like fun, man. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, like, I actually went to Shreveport a couple weeks ago and introduced myself to a lot of people who are now, like, even like on lives, and who are their presence is on our Facebook and our social medias, Instagram and everything. And it's cool. It's cool because we always said we're a family, and one of the most important things is never stop growing. As people, as family. And we're not about the views, we're not about the numbers, but like, it's been happening to where we're growing, whether we, I'm not gonna say whether we like it or not, but like, it's just something that happens, the more and more people who know about us and find us, tune into the shows and just enjoy, everything that we do. And we try to give the fans everything we want. We always say we're a podcast for the fans, by the fans. And it's an important aspect of the show to have, like, the fans involved in every way. And when people say, hey, we want this person, we're like, okay, we'll try. And usually, 99.9% of the time, we get them on to tell their stories, to talk to us like we're doing. And it's a lot of fun in every way.
Yeah, as David J. Fielding said on episode 81, he's the face and the voice of Zordon for the OG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Incredible dude, and people really enjoyed that episode. He said about the cons, like, he goes knowing, he's going to meet new people, and people are going to come up to him and tell him stories about their childhood. And the more we get into this con world, and the more I hear more and more about it, what an incredible way to make some friends, man.
It is, because like, when you go into something that in a weekend there's going to be at least 100,000 plus people or so, like, it's you make a lot of connections, and you also introduce yourself. Like, for me, when I go to cons now, I usually ask to speak to well, I don't ask, but I just find their the talents managers or publicists, and I introduce myself and say, hey, I'm Caleb from the Frickin' Frack Show. And sometimes they'll ask, who have you had on? I'm like, we've had 40 guests. So here's a list I made.
It's kind of hard to keep track of. There's things that pop up from those posters you've been making.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. That was a fun one.
Yeah. It's crazy. Cause it used to be, oh yeah, we've had this person and that person. And now it's like, we've had, Backstreet, I just tell people we've had Backstreet Boys, we've had Zordon, we've had Power Rangers, we've had decom stars, and like, you know, the list is on and on. But like, you know, it's good because like whenever we went to Sweet Stock, I had previously reached out to someone about getting someone on, and she ended up being there because she was Chris's manager.
I remember that.
And I remember her coming up to me and she introduced herself and she's like, you know, you guys are the absolute greatest. And she's like, I love the aspect of your show and everything you guys do. And she was just really, really sweet about it. And she said, you know, contact me whenever you guys want one of my people on, and you know, I'll happily accommodate and everything. And I mean, that's just what it's about, you know?
Yeah, no, as Casey said, you know, she hopes you can make it. I hope you can make it. There's people that are watching. I hope you can make it, but make sure you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I'm still debating on flying or driving, but I prefer driving, so I can have a car, you know.
I like being mobile.
Yeah, man, and it's there's so much to do, man, and if I go, it'll actually be probably on Thursday. And that way I'll have a couple of days, and then like Sunday, well, maybe like Monday morning, I'll just head home, you know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a blast though, man. You know, if everything turns out well, and even if it doesn't, we're still scheduled for like multiple cons in the next few weeks.
I want to ask you before I forget, man, Spider-Man's been out for a minute. Did you enjoy the new one?
Yeah, I did. But, you know, like I tell everybody, take out the nostalgia things. And did I enjoy it then? It was okay. But like with the nostalgia placements that happened, sure. I thought it was a good movie.
Good way to put that. Wow.
I mean, I watched it, and that was one thing that was going on my mind was like, you know, all these things that happen and stuff, like you take it all out and is it still a good movie? And it's like, no. Like, you know, it's good. It's good, but like not, I would say it was excellent in the condition that we received it in and saw it in. I would say it was an excellent film, which by the way, here's a free Sony ad for you guys. The digital release is on Tuesday on Vudu, Amazon, iTunes. So make sure you guys get that.
Yes.
Your one free ad.
leading into this last one. I know you're a big Sopranos fan. What about the new one? Or I guess the prequel. It's a prequel, right?
Yeah, so it's a prequel. Originally we thought it was going to be about Tony. It's not. No? But I actually haven't seen it because Vicky and I are watching it. Vicky's first time, you know, with Sopranos. We're almost done with the series. So when that's done, we're going to actually sit down and watch the prequel. But I heard, you know, it was good. I mean, look, you know, like I said, when you have such a perfection of a TV show like Sopranos, like I'll tell you, one of my most favorite scenes is it's like season 4, but like basically Tony is eating cereal, and this is the ending of the episode. He's just eating cereal, and his wife just comes, not saying a word, just reading the newspaper, and they just keep looking at each other, and then it just pans out to black screen. Dude. It's just like that kind of stuff. It never, you know, it's something. It's like a rarity, you know, with that kind of acting. Just no words, nothing happens at that episode. Like at the end, it's just he's eating cereal, and she's just reading a newspaper, and she's disgusted with him.
I bet it speaks volume without saying anything.
It does, man. It does.
I need to watch it, dude. I haven't seen any. We just hit on 3 like huge following movies and TV shows, and I haven't seen them, you know. I
mean, you know, but same thing with like, you know, like you know, with Arrow or The Flash, things like that. Like so many people have seen them, but I mean, eventually I'll rewatch them. But like I said before, the idea of having to watch 3 shows to understand.
I knew
yeah,
it.
because like, look,
You
know,
do.
even like Grey's Anatomy, to understand certain episodes, you have to watch Station 19 spinoff.
Yeah.
And I remember, no joke, and this is not a spoiler, but there was a death of a main character, one of the main people in Grey's Anatomy. If you didn't watch that Station 19 episode, you had no idea.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even reference it or nothing.
Yep.
In Grey's, because like I was like, what is going on? Like what happens? I didn't know a thing about it.
Dude, that just got us on Arrow. Madison and I have been rewatching it, and I forgot that like the crisis on different Earths happened on different shows, and so all of a sudden we're on this next episode, and she's like, "Wait, hold up, there's a wedding," and I'm like, the only episodes of the Flash in that I've seen are the crossovers because you have to.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen any other ones ever.
Yep. I've only seen one episode of the Flash.
Yeah,
one,
dude. Yeah.
One.
And it's probably the one where he becomes Flash.
No, it is episode 1.
Oh, okay. All right.
But like,
he becomes Flash on Arrow. He becomes Flash on Arrow. That's crazy, right?
Oh wait, actually, I remember him being on there.
Nuts.
But I don't know if he dons a suit.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
No.
Yep. I remember. Yep. But you know, like I just don't like those kind of things. And like when Tom Welling and Erica Durance, who respectively play Lois Clark, from Smallville, they came back into that crossover universe event and everything a year, 2 years ago. It was the most strangest thing I've ever seen on TV.
Dude, it's so hard to keep up. Like, do better, right?
Yeah. It was really poorly made, and a big reason was, Michael Rosenbaum didn't come back as Lex, and I understand there was negotiations and things, but I do like the idea of Tom Welling's Clark saying, "You're not Lex,"
dude. And you know what? There's people out there that agree.
Oh yeah, I mean it's John Cryer though. AKA what was he? Not Duffy.
I know where
Ducky.
you're going. Okay, thank you.
Yep, Ducky.
You. Yeah.
Pretty in Pink. I mean, and also of course 2.5 Men, one of the greatest series.
That's typecasting, right? Because that's what I think of when I see him. That's typecasting, like the Stranger Things kid. And
I think of him as Ducky though, but that's because that's what I grew up on watching 24/7 in my life.
Look, man, 2.5 Men was always on all the time. Doesn't it? Like, it was a go-to. It was.
Oh yeah, I didn't know he was in the music video Picture Perfect.
Either did I. Katrina, if you're just listening, driving in your car, which we hope you are listening, if you're just driving around, it says Katrina says, I remember Tom when he was in the music video Picture Perfect.
Wow.
I'll have to check that out.
I had met Tom and Michael and John Schneider, and I think that's the 3 that I met for Smallville, but like it was it's kind of cool, it's like especially like cons, these conventions, they kind of give people the aspect and the ability to meet, your fans and things like that. And it's really cool, but like they always say, never meet your heroes because you might be disappointed. And there's been a few disappointments in my life when it comes down to meeting my heroes and paying a lot of money, which now, here's a little con scoop. Now I don't pay for photo ops or selfies or autographs. I just go to the table and talk to them. And it's free.
Yeah.
So if I'm really disappointed, I didn't just waste $60 on a
What
selfie.
A concept. I'll be dang, Caleb. You're on to something here.
It's crazy, man. A lot. And that's what, I told a lot of the 90s con people. I gave them advice because a lot of them said, this is my first con, and that was the number one thing I told them. But I think all of them bought photo ops and selfies.
Didn't want to risk it.
In this day of age, in a 90s con, I would have done the same thing. Because when are you ever going to be in the same room with these individuals and be able to talk to them and meet them and get photos and like have AJ and Nick and take a photo for only like $120, them two together with you.
Yeah.
When is that going to happen again? Probably never.
I wonder how the Boy Meets World table was set up. Like, I wonder if that was like, can I get a group photo for that? We'll ask when they come on.
Yeah.
Let's save that. Let's save that for that episode. Good question.
Yeah.
Let me write that down. But we're still live, aren't we? Hey, I love you, Caleb, and I hope you get to feeling better, buddy. I do. Katrina says that video is on YouTube, by the way.
I definitely appreciate it. I'm hoping I feel back to normal. I mean, I'm still, my wound and everything is closed up.
Yeah, I can see it's red from here, but that's that awesome camera you have. So
yeah, that's true. But like my rash and everything is finally, going away, and pretty much like it was all over. For those who don't know, I had a rash that developed on my entire body from head to toe, and I had a hole right here with a 5-centimeter abscess, and it was it was a staph infection turned cellulitis, and it has not been fun. My hand was like this for about a week and a half, and if I would move it an inch, I'd scream because it felt like I'd been shot. It was 20 times worse than my back pain. Is how I can describe it.
In and out of VRs. I mean, in and out.
Yeah, I was in hospitals, and so they said it's going to take a few weeks because I still can't like put my hand all the way down, but I can at least do this and not be in excruciating pain, which is most important,
to our new VR followers and VR friends that Caleb has built that world there. That's kind of on timeout until you can get back to. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, because I can't move.
I can't do anything in the world. I don't know how to do it besides show up and hug Caleb. I just figured out how to give him a virtual hug.
Oh yeah,
so bear with me.
For those who don't know, we need to do like a live soon and kind of showcasing the thing because we built this room. It's a podcast studio.
I don't know anything about it. Don't.
Well, like the room that's built though, it's a podcast studio with 2 chairs. Then we have a crowd with sofas. Everybody who joins who's in VR can go sit, and you can like watch us interview celebrity in VR.
You took me to a talk show, dude.
Yeah,
you took me to a talk show. Your character, dude, fellas, guys, gals, anybody that's watching, Caleb looked at me in another world, waved me over as the talk show was going on, like we were walking on to Ellen, and he's like, "Here, come here, sit right here." And they could hear, like everybody could hear, and people were talking and conversating. It was wild, dude.
And we were like, "Hello," and then they all said how much we look like our avatars look like real like us in real life, and it was funny.
You took me to a movie theater, dude, and we watched movies, and then we watched like live hockey, like in a movie theater.
Yeah, which by the way,
we went fishing.
Oh, dude, that was funny.
That was so fun, dude.
Did you go fishing with me and Brian?
I went fishing with you and 2 random guys that kept coming into your world on different canoes and kayaks. We were on our own kayaks. And I looked over and you'd be like, "Look at this one. Look at this one, Frick." I'm like, "This is crazy."
Yeah, for those who don't know, like if you guys have VR, like an Oculus, Frick and Frack's gonna start doing some stuff in the VR world, and we'll have events like watching movies and hanging out with us.
So cool.
We'll have fishing tournaments and things like that in VR. We want to kind of just expand to that because the way the world is going, virtual reality is becoming a important step to just the internet and to life in a lot of ways. And I feel like VR is like closer than this. Like,
it was such a good idea. You had just one day you're like, well, we won't say who we were talking to because that'll be that guest. Kind of like you were like, "Hey, I saw that you do this," and you're like, "We both have this, and do you want to do it this way?" And she's like, "Yeah," or the person's like, "Yeah," and but dude, no, he's not kidding. Like, you can go watch movies, high five. Like, once we figured out that I had a dress on in the VR world, we started looking more like our characters. You're like, "Hey, Frick, that's a dress. And I'm like, oh, I
That's
just
a
didn't
skirt,
think I had
man.
legs. I didn't think I had legs.
You're like, oh, I thought it was shorts.
Oh, it was so fun, dude. It was so
Yeah.
fun. And just like different apps and exploring. And dude, a fishing tournament would be so cool. Like, you're
Yeah.
right, dude. What a killer idea. Great idea.
Yeah.
And it's fun in there.
It really is. And I haven't played in a few weeks. I really miss it. We have a lot of our VR people on Instagram who are asking, you know, where we at. And I'm like, eventually I'll come back. But
the
like,
ER, not VR. I was in the ER. Sorry, I'll get back to the
It's
VR
like,
after I'm out of the ER.
But yeah, it's cool, man. And I think the last thing we need to talk about is what's going on with like the show, man. We've had people asking, you know, if we're going to continue or like what's changing, you know. So I mean, we can definitely talk about like the thing that starts with the introduction, right?
Oh, good idea. Wow, great reminder. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so hey, we sorry, that went red. I spoke really loud. Apologize. We are going to start season 2 soon, you know, and with season 2 comes an amazing song that that Caleb had done, and he's working on a music video, or sorry, a new intro video, and you know, supporters will see it first, of course, and we can talk about things, and he's got some amazing surprises in the video. That's what we'll say. Surprises in the video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a brand new song. It's gonna feature people we all know and love, but it is an actual theme song, which is going to be insane. Yeah, no more strikes on our accounts. It's gonna, like, the music, everything's original. Everything was done. The instruments were done by someone. The vocals was done, and I guess we can just give them a little hint. You know, it's got a little punk Nirvana kind of sound to it with some harmonies in it.
Yeah. So
it
like
sounds
you
like
mixed
from the 90s.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the minute you played it, I'm like, okay, that sounds like it was constructed and done in 1997.
Yeah, I would say
with like 2000s. I don't know how to explain it, dude.
Yep. It's true. It's going to be crazy, man. And we have someone that's going to be on this show shortly. She's been a huge help with this, making the music video and getting everything together for us. And she's we're definitely going to talk to her about it as well. But it's coming together. It's coming together really good. We got it recorded like 2 months ago, but the music video is actually being put together now. So in the next few weeks, we no longer will have, it's the frickin' Frack Show. You know, it's going to be like a 35-40-second song with a bunch of things happening in a video. So definitely stay tuned. Stay tuned, guys. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the internet's working, dude. It's season 2 is gonna be great. Season 2 is gonna be great.
And people are probably like, you're in like season like 8. But
listen, I can't get myself to not, like I love that
year.
Yeah,
like season 2 is good for me. That means, two
each year.
Yeah, every year.
I like it. Every year from here on out. So yeah, no, the changes that are happening is progress. That's what we would call it. Progress.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. It's gonna be wild. It's definitely gonna be a lot of fun in every way. And but yeah, like, for those who are tuning in and listening or watching, we're still going to be doing our thing, 2 of us, and just having these conversations and talking about the 90s and 2000s, even talking about, of course, current events or things that the frickin' Frack Show is going to be participating in. And of course, we're going to have celebrities on, nonstop, because there is quite a lot of people that we haven't gotten that we can get. And even a lot of them who are scheduled to come on the show. It's gonna be a wild year in every way.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up for it. You know, you got your cheesecake business that we can start plugging here in the future. You know what I mean? That's exciting. Well, you'll get that thing nailed down, and it can be instead of the audio saying that this episode was sponsored by Anchor, blah blah blah, whatever it says. Baby Cheesecake, Mr. Cheesecake is who's sponsoring this baby. Get yours now, fellas and ladies.
Yeah,
I'm excited, man. I'm fired up. Hey, I'm like, okay, let me ask you a dumb question. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. When we go into the meta world and we go VR, we can still stream the for people without the Oculus. They can watch it or no?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have it from whenever we do stream. We're gonna have it casted to where people can watch our lives, and what we see and what we're perceiving is what they're watching. Yep.
Perfect. I'm excited, man. I couldn't be happier. I truly hope that you get to feeling better so you can go hit that con. I know you're excited about it, man, but get better.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, for sure, man. And thank you so much, April, for coming in. We love you, girl. She's anybody who's in the first 6 months, 8 months, whatever, we call them an OG freaking fracture. And we just want to thank you guys for everything, for the amazing support. You guys have made a lot of things happen for this show. It's not just us. We can't take the credit. Even a lot of, we've had a lot of supporters, a lot of paid supporters, a lot of donations and sponsors to get the equipment that we have, and to even do these trips, man, because, I'm sure everybody can realize and understand, but the trips, especially like that I do for cons, they're not cheap. They're not, they're really expensive, and everything like that, of course, costs money out of pocket. But I mean, there are some things that, different people will pay for or cover, but like, just the trip in general, things like that cost money. So we really appreciate the help in every way. And like I said, we have some paid supporters who have like stayed with us since, I don't know, like day one of us being able to have paid supporters.
My first microphone.
Yeah, man. And it's, truly, 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 we really appreciate you guys, and just always being number ones. And we call them our VIPs, but, we have so many of those.
Everybody enjoy the weather if you can, get outside, go do some stuff after you're finished watching and listening to this bonus episode. We love and appreciate you guys. And maybe for possibly one of the last times, we'll roll out with our intro vid with our guy Greg screaming at you that, hey, this is the freaking Frack Show. Caleb, this is a podcast for the fans,
by the fans.
Peace, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Whoa! It's the freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.
This is the freaking Frack Show, a podcast for the fans, by the fans.